Welcome to Next Chapter Living, where every page turns a new possibility.
You picture your porch and the first cup of coffee. Then the first insurance bill arrives and your smile disappears. That sticker shock costs more than a weekend of regret. It can change the whole plan. Today, I'm going to give you the checklist that prevents that and a simple 3-number rubric to test any home before you sign.
Why this matters is simple. Money shapes the life you actually live. A low purchase price can look great on paper until taxes, fees, and cooling bills quietly shrink your freedom. I see that heartbreak more than I'd like.
First, the fixed costs you'll pay no matter what. These are the baseline numbers you have to start with.
Property tax and homestead exemption deserve a close look. Homestead can reduce your taxable value once you declare Florida residency, and that matters over the long run. Don't assume your new tax bill will mirror what you paid up north. County rates and assessed values differ.
HOA and community fees can change the whole math. In Pasco, some neighborhoods bundle exterior maintenance and amenities into a $250 monthly fee. In others, those costs are separate. That's the kind of thing that makes a lower listing price a false bargain.
If you're carrying a mortgage versus paying cash, run both scenarios. Mortgage interest and tax differences affect monthly cash flow in opposite directions. Know which trade-off matters to you.
Now, the ongoing living costs that sneak up on people, starting with cooling. First, cooling. Air conditioning here is not optional. Expect your electric bill to climb in summer. If you're used to mild winters, that jump can feel sharp. Plan for it when you compare neighborhoods.
Internet is the other must-have. Fast, reliable service varies by provider and street. Ask which providers serve the address before you assume one price.
Groceries and dining often even out or drop on staples, but tourist towns can push restaurant prices up. Transportation depends on the community. A walkable village can mean lower gas and maintenance, while a rural area might keep your car working overtime.
One-time moving and setup costs show up fast. Get this right before you commit.
For movers, get 3 estimates and budget toward the higher one. Last-minute packing, stairs, or narrow driveways add time and cost, and they always show up on moving day. Vehicle registration and title work when you change residency usually runs a few $100s and a visit to the DMV. Home setup, blinds, light fixtures, small remodels to make a space work commonly arrives in the first 3 months. Budget a conservative setup fund so those fixes don't eat your emergency savings.
Hidden and seasonal costs are the ones people call me about later. Flood insurance can be costly, even off a mapped floodplain, depending on elevation and development plans. Get a firm estimate before you buy.
Hurricane readiness adds another layer. Shutters, reinforced garage doors, or a generator, plus an annual boarding contract in some places. Those are not one-season expenses. They're part of owning here.
Pest control is more year-round than in colder states. Set that in your maintenance line. And healthcare timing matters. If you're approaching Medicare age, be deliberate about enrollment windows and where specialists are located. Travel time can be as expensive as the care itself.
Okay, now the tool I promised. 3 numbers. I want you to be able to compare properties quickly and honestly.
Number 1, your monthly baseline. That's mortgage or rent, property tax, HOA fees, homeowners and flood insurance, utilities, internet, groceries, and transport, all added up into one realistic monthly number.
Number 2, your contingency buffer.
I recommend 15 to 20% of your monthly baseline to cover seasonal spikes, HVAC repairs, or surprise bills. Treat this like a recurring line item, not wishful thinking.
Number 3, your year 1 cost.
Multiply the monthly baseline by 12, add your one-time moving and setup costs, and include any seasonal or known expenses, like flood insurance increases or hurricane prep. That gives you the real first-year number.
A quick example so this feels concrete. Say your monthly baseline is $3,000. A 20% contingency is $600, so your comfortable monthly total is $3,600.
Year 1 would be $3,000 times 12, $36,000,
plus a $5,000 moving and setup fund and $2,000 for hurricane prep. That's roughly $43,000 for year one. If that fits your plan, move forward. If not, look for a different neighborhood or reduce recurring costs.
A few quick practical tips before I go. Ask the seller for the last 12 months of electric bills and any HOA utility statements. See the summer peaks for yourself.
Get a pre-purchase elevation certificate or a flood risk estimate if there's any uncertainty. Confirm what the HOA fees actually cover and whether special assessments are planned. And map where your doctors and hospitals are. Access matters.
If this feels like a lot, remember the goal. Protect your savings so your move buys freedom, not stress. Use the 3 numbers, monthly baseline, contingency, and year one cost to compare homes side by side and separate dreamy listings from realistic options. I've put together a printable checklist and local Pasco County examples to help you run these numbers for homes you're considering. Visit the website, download the checklist, and use it like a worksheet when you're comparing properties.
Thinking about relocating to Florida? I'd love to share local insights and help you interpret fees and insurance numbers. I'm Matthew Troncone with Mihara & Associates. Thanks for trusting me with a little practical planning today. Real conversations about relocating, downsizing, and living well.
Thank you for tuning in to Next Chapter Living. Join us again for more stories worth giving. Until next time, let your journey ignite. Live your best life and keep your dreams in sight.